Motorcyclists are a vulnerable road user, so before we go out it's really important that we check our motorcycles are ready for the road. So POWDERS is an acronym we use to check our motorcycles before we go out, and petrol is the first point of the acronym itself. So it's important we have enough petrol for the journey we're about to take. Oil, engine oil, clutch oil and brake fluid oil are also important to check. So check the reservoirs and check the pipework for damage, and before you set off, check the brakes just so that you know they work. Water. It's important that you've got enough coolant and water on your motorcycle by checking the minimum and maximum values on the sight gauge. Damage and drive also important to check, so checking the drive, your chains, your sprockets for damage, making sure your chain's oiled, and also checking for damage on the motorcycle, making sure that your fairings and your heat plates are all secure. If you have a shaft driven bike, it's important that you check for leaks and that the gaiters are also not damaged. Checking your electrical systems on the motorbike is obviously crucial. Checking your brake lights, your indicators, your headlights and the dashboard, and also your number plate light is also very important. So R is for rubber. So with rubber we want to obviously check our tyres. We want to check that the pressures are correct. We want to check for any bulges, any cuts, and we also want to check the tread depth. Along with that, we want to check the rubbers on our footrests, we want to check the rubber on our grips, and also on the gear change lever. So checking the steering and suspension is important, so checking that your suspension forks for oil and checking the seals, and also before you set out, go lock to lock on the steering to make sure it's free of movement and sets naturally in the middle. So if you can remember POWDERS as your pre-motorcycle test before you go out, it'll make you more of a safer rider.